So, I have a new troll who I guess has developed some sort of obsession with me like the rest of the trolls. Commentator Auditor, you, sir, are absolute filth, vile, trash, garbage, and everything that is synonymous to those things. Okay? First off, let me reiterate for those who just may be poking around out there. My RV was stolen from me. Cops didn't do their job. They protected the criminals. The court's officials protected the criminals. State attorney's office is even protecting the criminals. The FBI is even protecting the criminals. Now, if I was so wrong, I filed many reports with several agencies. Hey, come get me. Come get me for filing false reports. I beg of you. I encourage these officials to solicit another malicious prosecution against me. Beg of them to do so. So, this tells you one or two things. One, I'm crazy stupid, or two, I know exactly what I'm doing. I think I know exactly what I'm doing because I filed a lawsuit and I got my RV back. Now, check this out. Commentator Auditor, I listened to 1 minute of his video and it was enough after seeing a few of his comments how he's just basically cyberbullying through libel and slander. Um, he doesn't believe that it's a crime. So I furnished him with the state statutory authority in the state of Virginia that shows it is a crime. Like, these trolls want to argue things, but they don't know the law. They don't look up the law, they don't study the law, and then when you show them the law, they still don't shut up. So, Commentator Auditor has talked so much smack. Here's the gist of it. One, I filed a lawsuit. Two, the two defendants I sued, one hired an attorney, the other piggybacked off the other's attorney. This attorney that the one hired, who did not represent the other, is referred to as a very prominent, good attorney. No, he's trash. Jim Daniels is trash attorney. Trash attorney. He tried to persuade the judge in the court using bogus, let's just call it silver tongue here, to try to convince the court to have me charged for subpoenas and filings and things when I filed in forma pauperis. Jim, sir, that was a waste of your time. Makes you look like a fucking noob. And anyway, trash. So they hired, sorry, not they, Mark Estes hired his attorney. Donald Ellington wanted to piggyback, even though he wasn't represented by Mark Estes' attorney. He just chilled and kicked back and saw how it was going to play out. I put him to work. You know, I furnished all the criminal evidence and made all the allegations I need to. It was clear, cut, and dry in the case file. And, well, it appears as if a month before trial, Donald Ellington says, hey, you know what? This sucks. We're not doing good. We're drowned in here. He's really putting us to task. I don't want to go to court. I don't want to be found liable. I'm scared. I'm shaking in my boots. Guess who hires his attorney? Donald Ellington. So now I have forced a second defendant to make a decision to hire representation because, well, it appears as if Mark Estes' attorney, Jim Daniels, was subpar with his adequate performances. So, here's the thing. Yes, I put two attorneys to task. One wasn't good enough. The second one that was hired before trial, he immediately proposed an order and submitted it to the judge to dump my RV back off on me with haste, calling off the attempted extortion over my stolen property, all that stuff. And I had a conversation with that attorney and I asked him, I said, can you please tell me why you're calling off the extortion and not charging me? Why you're deciding to give it back? Why? He says, sir, I'm not at will to discuss those things with you right now. The nature of this call is to determine if you are able to accept the return of your RV. And I said, is there any contingencies or conditions in regards to the return of this? Do I need to sign anything? They said, nope, clean and clear. It's yours. You can have it. You got to pick it up or it will be towed again. Okay. So very interesting. And, I put these two attorneys to task and only to find out that when the second one was hired, he decides he wants to cough it up with the quickness. Now, let's backtrack. Jim Daniels, he wanted to try to convince the judge somebody that filed in form of pauperous should be charged for his filings in court. Sorry, Jim, you're fucking retarded. So, essentially, we have the other attorney who quickly realizes that they've committed a series of crimes. I am reporting things that are true, and they give it back with haste. Not out of compassion, not out of sympathy, not because the police officers told them to or any attorneys. No, no, they were all in cahoots. I've recorded it all. Um, but yeah, commentator, auditor, you suck, dude. Show your face. Show the world who's spreading lies, trying to build a clientele and a fan base, piggybacking off of my work, and you spreading information off of it. You, sir, are trash. Have a wonderful day. I hope your fan base really leaves you, and I hope that they become more enlightened as to how much lies are spread by you, by the people that you follow, Schrodinger's and Creaky and Audit the Audit. All those guys were misinformed on their original video that they took from me and chopped up and screwed. Okay? So, no sympathy there. These guys are quick to jump the punch without even trying to contact an individual and say, hey, what's the story here? Or even trying to grab a case file and review it and say, hey, oh my God, this shit's real. You know, there's a whole army of YouTube morons that are out here taking other people's videos, posting them, and doing the most retarded, failed audits imaginable. And when they told me that I was on private property, they lied. They told the police that too. In the video that was recorded, it was alleged private property. That was a lie. It was registered government business property funded by and open to the public, not expressly prohibited access to that property. And I'm a taxpayer, motherfucker, so I partially own that. So, with that being said, now there's an easement there where they towed me from previously, and you can see where you can pull off the road and park on a shoulder now. So what I went through was predatorial tow because the people that had the property didn't manage it, didn't dictate it, didn't establish boundaries to show people where the easement was, where the shoulder was, where they can pull off. So let's say you pulled off in the now marked easement. They could have just told you before and said whatever the hell they wanted to, established the boundary, said, oh, wait, he was in the easement before, but we're working with the cops. It doesn't matter. Just charge him for his car. Get him out of here. That's what they'll do. That's what they'll do. And Tracy Martin, Megan Clark, um, Judge Leyburn Mosby, these people are criminal accessories to the crimes after the fact. And, when they cough it up like that, and I put them to task and they have to hire a second attorney and realize that they have no ground to stand on, so they cough it up like a hot potato. I'm right. The police are wrong. The courts did me dirty. The public defender did me dirty. Elizabeth Trent. Um, she basically created, um, uh, this is a case of attrition, basically. This case was attrition from the beginning by Elizabeth Trent, who failed to do her job and attempted to undermine my right to control my criminal defense. Screw you, Elizabeth. You are trash representing the public. I cannot believe you are paid out by the people. You wanted to undermine my right to control my defense. You conspired with the criminals and the accessories, the ones who violated my rights, arresting me over a protected right. You conspired with them, and you further told me I was wrong, and you wanted to question my sanity. Well, you know what? I proved myself in court when you told me not to speak with the prosecutor, and you advised me that you were only going to pull a defense on one portion of a dual face statute. You know what? You're stupid. I spoke with Megan Clark. I told Megan Clark that she was unwittingly participating in a scheme to retaliate against a victim witness and informant of crime. She was unwittingly participating as an accessory after the fact from initial crime. And you know what? The evidence I submitted in that case file, man, would you believe me if she dismissed the charges against me of assuming duties and impersonation of law enforcement officer for good cause shown? Absolutely friggin' right. Good cause shown. I showed good cause to a prosecutor to let me go before any hearings, before any more paperwork was filed. And Elizabeth Trent wanted them to keep me on the hook so she can play her own defense. That's for you, Mrs. Trent. Anyway, much love to YouTube. I wanted to give a shout out on Christmas to all the people who told me I was wrong, all the people who told me I couldn't do it, all the people who told me I was a criminal, all the people who told me I was illegally parked, all the people who told me I broke the law, all the people who told me I would never get my property back, all the people who told me I'd have to pay for my property. Merry Christmas to you guys. You must be proud of yourselves for feeling so stupid. Definitely, definitely stupid. All right, well, that's it. Commentator, auditor, straight trash. Creaky trash. Schrodinger's cat, whatever he calls himself, Schrodinger's, I don't care what his name is. Dude's stupid. He incited a army of Great Britain, Europeans to Englanders to come and tell me I don't know what rights I have and I'm wrong. Okay, I've been right the whole time. Nobody's told me I'm wrong. And then when they try to tell me I'm wrong, they can't prove how I'm wrong, which further tells me that they don't know what they're talking about if they can't prove me wrong. Well, I got my RV back. I didn't pay for this shit. I just pushed some papers and I forced them to pay to give me my RV back. Deuces.